So how can I help you?
Well, I've been dating a man that's a widower. He's been widowed about close to 3 years. He's had three deaths in his family in 3.5 years. His wife, his
Oh,
mother, and then recently his dad. And in January, he had a heart attack.
oh my gosh.
We're
When
50.
did just
Yeah.
hold on a second. So you've been dating him 3 years, or he's been widowed three
No, I've
years?
been. He's been widowed 3 years. I've been dating him about 18 months. We went to high school
18
together.
months. Okay, so were
hmm
you the first person he had dated after his wife died?
Yes, and it's long distance relationship, so it's different states, so it's 1,000 miles away.
Okay. And he lost his mother when?
Last last oh year and a half ago, not this last Christmas, but the Christmas before.
Okay. And then he had a heart attack when?
He had a heart attack January 2020, January 1st, right after
Wow.
he left my house. We spent Christmas together. We went to see his daughter, and on his way back is when he had a heart attack. He drove back to Charleston.
Hmm. Okay, that's a lot. Man's been through a
It's a
lot.
lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So what is your question?
My question is, when we started dating, we talked about getting married because, we had previous relationship when we were in high school, so we know each other's families. And we were making plans. Last year, I flew to
How
South
how
Carolina,
long? Hold on a second. How old are you now?
58.
I thought 58.
hmm
And how when y'all reconnected 18 months ago, 18 months ago, right? Um,
Yes.
how long before you were talking about getting married?
Oh, probably 6 months, maybe
Okay.
longer.
How often were you together in those 6 months?
The first 6 months, um, he came and stayed for a week after his mother died. And then we see each other every 3 months. The last time was 4.5 months.
Okay. So kind of every handful of months y'all are together, and 6 months after being together, like sporadically like that, then you started talking about getting married. I think I got it. Have I
Right.
got it?
Yeah. Then in
Okay.
March, I went to visit and got quarantined at his house for 6 weeks.
Ah, okay. So that's March. Now we're in June. You guys still on the
hmm
getting married path?
Now he's talking about wanting to wait till he gets 60 before he gets married because he can get his wife's Social Security when he turns 60. But if he gets married before 60, he doesn't get it. And
Okay.
I
And
didn't
he's
believe it
how?
at first. I'm sorry.
So how long is that?
So it's about a year and 4 months.
Year and 4 months. So he wants to wait for that. Okay. So what's the question?
Is he yanking my chain, or am I being patient?
I think if you Google dating problems, yanking my chain, just pops up to the top. Now, why do you think he's yanking your chain?
Because now he's
Usually,
talking
and now
about
hold on
waiting.
a second. Hold on a second. I'm gonna say this first. Generally, okay, if you're in a good relationship and we really trust each other, and my thoughts are your thoughts, and I know, we everything, we really, really know each other, and one of us says, you know what, I think financially, why don't we just wait? Because financially, that'll put us in a different position because Social Security thing will happen. And then you hear that as, oh, that's a thought. Let's talk about that. You don't go to, he's yanking my chain. unless you think there's some other resistance or some other hesitation underneath it. Am I right?
That's correct. Because
Okay.
now he
So
talks about me being a friend, and I'm going, wait a minute. I thought we were
he's talking
past
about,
friend. I mean, we're better.
I couldn't hear you. Now he's talking about what?
Being friends, that we're friends.
Oh, we're not
So
dating anymore. We're friends.
yeah, but we're still dating, but I don't understand why he's saying that, because I know he's in a lot of depression and he cries a lot.
No, that's hard. Is he getting treated?
He's going to a therapist once a month because of COVID. It's only on the phone. And he's got so many other issues going on with his heart. He's having panic attacks now. I wouldn't take his calls last week, and he had a panic attack, and he texted me, please call. I didn't.
You wouldn't take his calls? Why wouldn't you take his calls?
Because I think, we had an argument, and I said, I think you're yanking my chain. I don't think you're wanting to do that. And
all right.
I got upset about it.
Yeah.
Then he had a panic over not.
Okay. So what's the question? I think I get it. I think
the question
and
is,
I don't know what the question is, but I think I know my answer, but it's just kind of stupid, right? But I think I know what I think, but tell me the question.
The question is, I know probably I'm impatient with him because I've never been married, and he was my first love. And I don't know if I put that on a pedestal. When I was 13, we met, and that sort of thing, We didn't date a lot one time because we were both very, very bashful.
Yeah. Well, so here's what I think. I think if everything were certain about how he feels towards you and he was 100% committed and saying, I know, I don't want to be just friends. I want to be with you for the rest of my life. Okay. Even if that were true, this is what I mean by here's what I think. Even if that were true, with everything he has going on, with he's still got the heart issues, but you said he's really depressed and he cries a lot and he's going through all these losses and everything. I would think that even if he were fully committed from your side, that you would want to ask the question, wouldn't it be better to have him get to a stable place where I can really, really trust that he's ready before I jump into a marriage?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't, I think it's a good question. Is he yanking your chain in terms of, does he want you there and not want you there? Does he want to be committed, not committed? But even if he were committed, I would think you would have some yellow flags about the timing. It just doesn't sound like he's ready. I think he needs to get his depression treated. Probably needs, sounds like more than he's getting. I don't know. I'm not in the picture there, but I would want you to. What's that?
His doctor's given him medication, but he refuses to take it because he's on so many heart meds right now.
Well, is his heart doctor saying don't take the antidepressant?
No.
He's being his own. He's scared to do it. Okay, I just think if based on what you've told me, I don't know if he's yanking your chain or not. I'm just saying that it may be good for you. It doesn't mean you end it, but you say, you know what? Let's just talk about our expectations here. And if you can't make a commitment and we're just friends, we'll continue to talk. But I'm not going to act like it's more than that from my side when it's not. And then you would be, if you're just friends, then if I were you, I would kind of, open up my social avenues and, begin to just see yourself as not in a committed relationship. If he's told you, I just want to be friends.
Okay.
I mean, otherwise it sounds like you're stepping into something. I don't know exactly know what there would be to step into. He's not committing to you. And even if he were committing, I would think, why don't we give this some time to get so you can get in a better place? I'm just worried for you. It sounds flimsy at best.
And it seems like when I back off, it's when he comes forward. He, when I don't call or text, and he blows my
Yeah.
phone up.
Yeah, and you got to ask yourself, if you were just in any dating relationship and you told me that, I would say, is that what you want? You want somebody that only pays attention to you when you threaten to leave? That's not stable. I'm just saying nothing in here is stable enough, I think, for you to say you're going to make some big commitment. I think you have to step back and say, okay, let's talk about, I want a good definition of, are we dating or not? I mean, are we in a romantic relationship or are we just friends? I need a definition on that because that changes my life. If we're just friends, I'm going to date a bunch of people. Okay. But if you want to be in an exclusive relationship with me, we need to DTR, define the relationship. And I need an answer to that. If you need a moment to think about it, that's fine. But I need an answer to that. And then once he gives you that answer, and he says, no, I do want to be in an exclusive relationship, then you start to talk about, okay, well, I that's great, but I don't want to go forward in anything serious until, you're at a better place. So I want to hear your plan on getting at a better place. That's kind of how I would look at it. Okay.
Awesome. Great. Yes. Thank you very much.
All righty. I hope that helps. And I hope you got somebody, good counselor, somebody that you can unfold the whole history of this to, and, get some other good advice, because obviously I don't know him. But I do know this. Sometimes those, those fantasies from broken teenage hearts, and, they make movies about this stuff, right? There's, the reconnection after, so many years, but just make sure that the reality lives up to the fantasy. And I don't mean fantasy in a bad way. I mean, fantasy is when we think of stuff that we're not experiencing. Sometimes reality matches the fantasy. I just want to make sure that it matches. Okay.